Welcome to the Papa Bear Podcast, the Papa Bear Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, watching, whatever the case may be, we want to welcome you from, I'm assuming, is going to be your house because you're all isolated. And we have been, what's the word I'm looking for? We have been locked in our houses for some time, quite a few of you guys, in the wake of the Corona or COVID-19 pandemic that has spread across the country. Now here we are. So we're trying something new because in the middle of all this isolation and lockdown, my producer is at his house. I'm at my house. And so today, after a 2-week hiatus, I'll talk to him about that in a second. After a 2-week hiatus, we are back on trying something a little bit new because of the lockdown and because of the isolation. Also, my baby monitor is still on. It's right over there. And you can totally that wasn't my baby monitor. But so we really appreciate you guys working through the any technical difficulties that we might have. And also, we really appreciate that you guys are still listening in the middle of this. And hopefully we can provide a little bit of humor, a little bit of respite, a little bit of thinking to what's going on in your lives right now, and maybe add a few points. So I would like to welcome my guest, but he's not really a guest. He is my wonderful producer, the very tall, the very handsome Mr. Connor Diefendorf.
What's up, man?
I'll add my own laugh or my own clap track this one.
Yeah, man.
So
what's up?
So what's going on, man? I feel like, we don't see each other anymore. You don't just come out we don't go to eat lunch in the restaurants anymore.
Yeah, and it used to be a once a week thing.
Yeah.
Now it's been 2
Yeah.
weeks. And
I think it's actually been like 3 weeks since we've seen each other now. Well, technically we're seeing each other now, but but it's been like 3 weeks since I've embraced you.
Yes, and I think I'm having withdrawals.
I mean, listen, it's a big guy thing.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we can. I don't know if this thing doesn't end soon. Who knows what we're gonna have to resort to? I might have to hug my wife or something. That's crazy.
That would just be horrendous.
Yeah, I know. Just awful. But before somebody actually takes that too literal. So you and I are talking a little bit today about Corona, COVID-19, the big isolator.
That sounds like a wrestling name.
I know, the big isolator. Like makes you crawl in the corner and worry about your daddy issues. I don't know. But so really, I want to use this format for. We want to be able to encourage. I mean, I think there's so much negativity. You go on Facebook, like all over the place. You go on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, the news. Man, I can't go to work anymore without that being the number one topic. Yeah. So let's I want to start this off. Let's do this right. Let's first and foremost, I think our community specifically, we just got our first confirmed case a couple of days ago, or a day ago or so. Yeah. And so that's been a little, it's a little scary. It is. I definitely want to detract from that because it's more of the unknown. I think Corona is something that we know what it does, but we don't really know how to fight it yet. We don't really know. We know isolation and separation just to prevent from getting it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we really know how to fight it yet.
No.
So I don't want to sound like hoity-toity here, but I have stocks now that this whole thing happened. Yeah, I have stocks.
Well, the market's going down, man.
Yeah, but listen, now's the time to buy. Okay, let's just turn this into bears and bulls here for a second. Okay. Now's the time to buy, Connor. I'm telling you right now, you want some shares in Cruise Line? I got you.
You sent me that Robin Hood thing. I think I got like three pieces of information in that I had to provide, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a nap. Like, okay, I need to look at it again when I have
Bro.
more time.
Yeah, listen. You gotta look at it, bro. It's good. It really is. If you got like 20, 50 bucks in your pocket that you have like to spare, like, bro. Okay, so if you got like 15 bucks in your pocket,
Education, man.
no, listen. So here's the crazy part. So like we know the impact. We see like the impact that Corona has on the cruise line. Like obviously nobody is going out and just being like, hey, I'm gonna go on a pleasure cruise for a week. Because I think if I was on a boat thinking about Corona for the whole week, I'd just be like, oh, I'm just going to naturally get sick. But so my family, especially my wife's side of the family, they do mostly like Carnival cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like when I got married into the family, I'd never been on a cruise in my life. That changed like the day we got married. And so like Carnival cruises are great. I learned that really quickly. But I also, in the wake of all this, and this is going to sound really terrible, I feel like, but also I am using this to take care of my family. So I don't know. It's like a 50-50 blend. It's like Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
But that's the app. We're not endorsed, but go hit it up. And hit me up if you want to get in on that. Yeah. And I'll send you the link. I'll get a little something, something. You get a little something, something. Here we go.
Yeah.
But so Carnival Cruise Line, their stocks on the normal evaluate at like $50 a share, something like up there. Their stocks are currently, I don't know where they're like at this moment sitting at, but the last time I checked, they were at like $11.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've got like 6 shares in Carnival. I'm a shareholder now, bro.
You are a part owner of the Carnival Cruise Line.
Listen, I'm gonna walk up to a shareholders meeting with like a cane. Yeah, I totally can, because I'm a shareholder. So I'm just gonna walk up there with a pimp cane and a fur coat and be like, "Y'all, what's popping?"
Yeah. So like, do we get our own ship once we?
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know where this leads, but 6 shares.
Hey, man.
It's nothing to poke at.
Apple,
I mean, it's probably something pretty laugh about.
Apple started in a garage, man. You can
listen. Apple stock. You want to know something crazy? Apple stocks are down.
What is it at? Because I'm interested in buying one.
I want to say it's like 123 a share now. Like it's not. I say it's down, but they're normally sitting at like, I don't know, 200 plus.
Yeah.
So right now they were, last time I looked at them, it's been a while, but
yeah,
they were at like 120 or something. But I feel like in the wake of isolation, like all of the things that we do isolated would go up.
What do you mean?
So like, okay, so Apple, you know, I'm going to get on the Apple store. I'm going to go look at apps. I'm going to go buy Apple stuff.
Yeah.
Music, all that fun stuff. Netflix, you would think, would be going up, because what else are you going to do for 3 weeks in isolation?
I agree.
What else? GameStop. Well, I guess not GameStop. You can download games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No one goes.
I heard they were.
Oh.
Wait, who's calling you? I want to know.
It's Alabaster, Alabama. That's who's calling me.
Alabaster, Alabama?
I don't know who it's. Oh my god, it's just telemarketers, man.
Bro, it wouldn't be an episode without some. I mean, and my baby's already going to bed, so.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. But man, what?
Yes.
How are you? I'm good. Haven't gotten to ask you that in a while.
Yeah, bro. I mean, so it's been a little stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know, the truth of the matter is, like, so my job is primarily, I'm the safety lead at my facility, right, at my factory. And so with all of this that's happening, we're still running because of what we produce at our factory. The state actually declared us an essential industry.
Ooh.
So we're pretty much like, oh, y'all gonna run. Like, your entire county could die around you, but y'all gonna keep running.
Pretty much. Oh,
It's like gas stations.
That's how I feel like working in schools, man. I work at a school. I work in a school right now, and they were like, "Yo, kids can't come to school for another week." Which, let's be honest here, they're not coming back for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a confirmed source. That's just common sense. So, they're not
for real
for the rest of the year. And like this morning, like I'm not a paranoid person. Like I don't really like freak out like with this stuff. But like this morning, like I just I don't want to get to. And I'm not like at a high risk either. Like, I don't have any underlying conditions. I mean, I had asthma when I was like 7.
Yeah.
But like that's long gone. And so like I feel like if I get it, I'll be perfectly fine. But like I don't want it. Like
I feel that.
I just don't want to deal with it. And
well, and I feel like, you don't want to be a carrier either.
No. Because who wants to be
like you don't. Yeah, exactly. Like what are you doing? Like, there goes like
I don't have friends to begin with. There goes another thing that's on my resume, keeping people away from me.
Like, let me see. Carson, he's tall. Or Connor. Oh, I called you Carson, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Dang, bro. Oh my goodness! Wow, Carson. I don't know. I feel like Carson should be honored.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna say honored. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you
you're obviously the better looking of the two. So
exactly, like that's exactly what that's. Let me tell you, that's what everybody thought their whole life.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so in the middle of all this, like, there's so much like pressure and fear and just and like I say, it's so unknown, and I think that's the majority of it. But what absolutely gets me, bro, one of the things in the middle of this is like, you've got kind of two mentalities, and one of them is I'm more or less like kind of the Generation Z. I don't want to say millennials, and sorry, I think you fall under Generation Z now.
I do.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, bro. Your generation sucks.
It's okay.
I can't say anything about my generation either because we were eating Tide Pods. So
I think that was a joint effort, though.
That was definitely both.
To really mold us and put us in a firm place of the stupidest.
Yeah, to be fair, like millennials have raised Gen Zers in the YouTube culture, so it's our fault.
I feel like millennials did dumb stuff, but Gen Z was like, I bet.
Hold my beer.
Like, we're gonna show you that it can go way past what y'all did.
Yeah, like I don't think y'all understand. You could die.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're obviously not going hard enough.
They obviously don't realize that 800 people died in Italy 2 days ago. Like,
yeah, but and they're still out spring breaking.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm in college. Like, would I love to go to the beach? Of course. But
are you?
No. You know why?
Why? Exactly.
Let me give you a taste of this secret recipe that
hit me with that secret recipe, bro. Get the Krabby Patty.
I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. So like,
bro, yes. Listen, I mean, and
I'm just joking. I don't actually think all these people are stupid, but like, if you see, like, it's like beyond me that like they aren't taking it somewhat serious.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, like I've gone to the.
I mean, like you had the. What wasn't there a kid like on the? I'm so sorry. I have the loudest voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Alicia.
He said, "Hey." Connor says, "Hey."
Hey. How's it going?
It's going. Yeah, we're recording an episode right now. Oh, hi.
Hey, hi. Papa Bear Podcast.
But yeah. So I mean, like, there was that recording of the kid who was like, Corona can't kill me, I'm immortal or something like that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's us.
I don't think you know who you are. People die eating Tide Pods. So
Yeah, I mean, that's us. Hi. And let me get in
Gen
like,
Z's, man.
and that's when like the generation, I don't know what's after or before millennials. Is that like the baby boomers? I don't know. But like,
I think they're Gen X.
Gen X? Okay.
Because I think.
And that's why Gen X is always like those kids, you know, like they're always.
Yeah. Well, and you've got boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I can neither confirm or deny that.
Yeah. We could just be making stuff up. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we are at this point.
Yeah.
Honestly.
This interview.
But
this interview was supposed to go completely different, but
totally
crazy, right?
It works though. I mean, because listen, so there's two perspectives, right? Wait, say that one more time.
I said we don't got to talk about what we were going to talk about.
No. Well, but so wait, because like I think there's two totally different perspectives on how like this whole thing is being handled, right? You've got the Gen Zers who are like, Corona can't kill my party. Yeah, it can just kill you. And then there's the we should all hoard toilet paper.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the middle there has to be this point of sanity. And this other perspective that I've heard is absolutely atrocious. Like, it's crazy, man. I've heard so many people say, don't worry, it only kills old people. And I'm like, okay. Wait,
I'm not going to lie to you.
And
I've said that. But, like, looking back on it, like, my grandpa's old.
Wow.
I don't want him to die.
Yeah. Bro, my dad is actually he's actually a really high risk because he's on medicine for he's on arthritis medicine, but it messes with his immune system and makes him immune deficient. So he's actually like right in that peak age range where it's like affecting, plus he's immune deficient. And I'm like, Dad, you're not allowed to leave the house. Like, I feel like I'm one of those YouTube kids or TikTok kids where like the dad's trying to leave the house and I'm like, where do you think you're going?
Yeah, you slash his tires. That's what you do.
100%. Man, I ground that man. Send him straight to his room. Go clean your guns.
Oh, yeah.
But so I mean, yeah, I think there's like those two perspectives, and somewhere in the middle we have to find this point of just listen, like stay indoors.
Yeah.
And don't hoard things.
Yeah.
Like, who needs? What's your perspective on the whole toilet paper thing?
After countless analysis and research of it, it's stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever, man. Like if you just bought toilet paper regularly, like,
yeah, I feel like you would have enough toilet paper.
Yeah. And then you know why it's off the shelves? Is because the people that weren't allowed to get the toilet paper because people were going crazy buying it. Now the normal people are going to get their toilet paper. And so it's like,
listen, and I think it all started at the mouth of the river was everybody, like, they started hoarding it. And then, like, those were all the panicky people.
Yeah.
And then everybody else downstream, like me, I actually went to the store and I was like, so here's my story. This is my Black Friday, not Black Friday story for toilet paper. So I went to Walmart and I was like, we're almost out of toilet paper. I'm just going to see. Like, this was a couple of weeks ago. This was like, when this whole thing first started, like unrolling. And so I was like, I'm just going to go check it out. What the heck? So there was this kid who worked at Walmart, and he was, at the time, he was like he was rolling out a pallet of toilet paper, right? And so I was like, okay, bet, I'll just wait. As I'm like waiting, and he's like opening boxes, and he starts to put the toilet paper on the shelves. People are literally coming up, and as soon as he puts it on the shelf, somebody snatches it. And I'm like, And so it got to this point where he literally just like ripped open a bunch of boxes on his pallet and he just like waved his hands and walked away. He's like, no, y'all go for it. I was like, and so in this moment, I'm like, with everybody hoarding this stuff, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get toilet paper. So it almost encouraged me to hoard to a certain point. I got like 4 packages of like the 12 pack. You know, it's not like a bad amount. I don't think it's bad.
No.
It's not like a hoarding amount.
Yeah. And like,
I mean, I eat Taco Bell from time to time. So.
Oh yeah, but like that's one roll after you eat Taco Bell.
Yeah, roll and a half. I mean, I get the deluxe burrito, bro, with some extra refried. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and it's like, yeah, it still comes out a burrito. Like it just, you know.
Oh my gosh.
But like, yeah. I like, and obviously this is all terrible, but like, I'm trying to be as positive as possible because my sister came home from Gainesville. She goes to college at UF. And, yeah, and she comes home from Gainesville, and she's just like, I'm going to be the next Anne Frank. And I was like, what? I was like, excuse? And like me being...
I think there's a...
What'd you say?
No, I just...
And I was like,
yeah, please elaborate on that a little bit.
She's terrible at history, so maybe she like got like the wrong thing wrong, like she said the wrong like name in history. And I was like, Carrie, I should have said her name. I said, yo, Anne Frank was like a Jewish girl who was, you know, sadly, you know, killed in a concentration camp, and or Polish or something like that. And she's like, yeah, I know. I was like, she's like, there's going to be a martial law. She's like, the National Guard is going to come and take us out of our houses. And like, I'm going to have to hide in a wall.
Why would they take you out?
I was like, dude. She's like, I'm going to be the next Anne Frank. I'm like, Carrie, Adolf Hitler ain't going to walk down our street.
Listen, I think that totally depends on your political lean and how you view our current president. But
that's true. But even then, like, she's like, we're gonna get shot, and I'm like, dude, no.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, no, you're not.
That's just like you took that to a whole. That just went to a different level. Like,
and she was like,
oh my goodness.
She's like, we're gonna go through another Great Depression, and I was like, you might not be wrong with that. But like,
yeah, that's pretty close. That's honestly,
good. But
yeah, we're sitting on the edge there.
Yeah, but the other part, I was like, dude, chill out. And she's like,
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to hide in the walls. I was like,
how big are your walls at home?
I don't know, man. I haven't been inside them. I'm sure I will be in a
few.
Do
you feel like? Do you feel like she could hide inside the walls?
I don't know, man. She's small. She's not like a big person like myself. So like I would have to hide in the attic for sure.
She would just shimmy down one of the wall slats, like.
Yeah, that's what she was like. You know, like get the what's it called, sledgehammer. We're taking down a wall. And I was like.
It might be an overreaction.
I was like, dude, like, you think people are gonna come into our house and just like? It was crazy, man.
Oh my goodness.
But like, oh my gosh, that's the other producer, Carson, man. Oh my gosh.
Ow.
I'm so sorry, Sarge, and I'm so sorry to whoever's listening. Ow. So that's what I wanted to say. As a producer, we don't normally work under these conditions, but
yeah, we expect much higher.
Yes, and it's giving me a bad rep right now.
No, but honestly, like, wait, let me brag on you for a second because, you know, I don't think this at all, at least from my perspective, you know, this doesn't give you a bad rep at all because you like came up with a solution. Like I had like something planned, but it was kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say it was so because everything I do is beautiful and perfect, but No, so like, but you like came up with this, like you did the research, you like compounded all this different stuff, and you like text me and you're like, hey, let's try this. And I'm like, bet. So
Bro,
like you drove, man. That's your ad for the day.
yeah. Yo, literally, I all this research, and I was like, yo, I honestly looked up the best way to video call people, and this was the top one that popped up. So I was like, let's just do it. Let's just try it. And
But listen, and now not only like it sounds good.
Yeah.
So I mean, and not only for now, like in the middle of this isolation, but going forward, we don't have to always have somebody at the table. Like we had our guest Ruthie who came on the show, and she had to drive 2 hours to be on the show after work.
Crazy.
So now we can eliminate that, man. That's crazy. We just have to send a makeup team to her.
Yes. Yeah, someone to maybe an E sign on the disclaimers that we have to send out.
Yeah, you have to do your own makeup.
Yes.
But so just to kind of like encapsulate the whole conversation, because I know we're like trying to keep them short.
Yeah.
But I think if and we'll go, I'll say a bit of advice, and then you give something. And
for sure.
I think if we like the isolation, I know people like they feel like they're going to be Anne Frank or whatever. But like the honest truth of it is like the isolation and the quarantine is truly for the purpose of like you're not spreading this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have several cases so far throughout the world where, especially in younger people like my age, your age, where they were carriers and they had no idea.
Yeah.
And so it's that to me, because I'm around quite a few elderly folks or people who are more up there in age than I am quite frequently.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's the scary part, to be like, I could infect you and not even know. And then you go out and you infect people, and then they go out and they infect, and it just turns into this wildfire. Is your sister hiding in the walls?
No.
Okay.
She is, but I didn't. I thought
not like that. Oh, gotcha. Okay, but yeah, so it's like it's in an effort to stop this wildfire effect. So I feel like from one Papa Bear to anyone who wants to listen, just listen. Try to self-isolate. I know we enjoy our freedoms and we enjoy the idea of being able to go out and do what we want. We're young. We want to do what we want to do. But just, in this moment, like this is something there's people who are well advanced in years who the number one thing that we've heard is we've never seen anything like this. And so to me, that's like, I think that deserves a little special consideration. I mean, a little disruption in your life to save lives is well worth it to me.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you, man. Like there's definitely like, and obviously being part of Generation Z or X, Y, A, B, LMNOP, I don't even know anymore at this point. But I'm being part of this generation, dude, like I had plans to go to a concert May 1st. May 1st, I had plans to go to a concert. Like I understand.
Oh, that's right. The day before my birthday, and you didn't invite me.
Like I was supposed to go see NF. Does that suck?
Yep.
Yeah, it does. But like, you know what else sucks? Seeing people be flipped upside down. Like people die. Like, and like another piece, just a piece of advice that I've seen. Obviously, I'm not, and I feel like with this video call, we are like, it's like we had to phone in like a doctor. Like we're like doctors. Now on
Dr. Oz, how do you feel about this?
Now on the phone we have the Papa Bear podcast.
Somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
It's like what's going on there down there, guys? And then it's like me and you. Well, but
live from the sky.
But like honest, but like in all seriousness, like things are gonna get canceled. Like my summer is gonna be gone probably, and like you know, there could be worse ways to spend a summer. You
For
know,
real.
other than, you know, sitting in your house the whole time. But like in our younger generation, like myself, if you're like between the ages of like, you know, even like 15 to any age, like 15, teens, 20, young 20s, like myself, I like you could have it and you don't even know. So
Yeah.
like that's the scary thing. Like that's the crazy thing is like, and I found that out like these past few days. Like you don't like because I'm a big basketball fan. So when they shut down the NBA, I nearly had a connection. Like I just like it was
Conniption. Yeah.
bad. It was bad. It was bad. So like when I found out the NBA players like were getting this virus, like I was like, oh my god, this is horrible, and it is horrible still. But like one
Yeah.
a few of them are like, yo, I'm perfectly fine. I just tested
Hmm.
positive for it.
Yeah.
So like,
That's it. I mean,
but you could bring that somewhere else, and that older person or even younger person whose immune system isn't fully developed yet could
mm,
could you know have drastic results, and it's not good.
that's it, man.
So you know, as
Yo, preach.
someone who's 21 years old and part of this generation, like you got to take this stuff seriously. Like my boy Etienne texted me and was like, yo, I think I got a key to this like indoor basketball gym downtown. I love basketball, especially if it's indoor. But I'm like, he wasn't necessarily inviting me, but like those are like that's a hard decision for me. Like, do I stay
Yeah.
home or do I take the chance? But like I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
stay home because you know I got you know a sister here. I got you know my mom's. I mean, she's not old, but you know she's she's not you know super
She's
super
not a higher risk than,
yeah. And
yeah.
my other sister who comes and visits, especially during this time of quarantine, um, has diabetes. Like, I can't put them in that situation. I gotta, and that's what a lot of people aren't understanding. A lot of people I see on Snapchat and Instagram, like on spring break still out at the sandbar and like things like it's just not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, something else that like came to my mind with like the whole spring break situation was, you know, colleges and universities closed down. So realistically, you think about all of these students who are out here, they're not going back to be isolated with people their age group and their peers in their dorm rooms. They're going back to their homes
Yeah,
with potentially their parents and whoever else, their grandparents.
I
You know
would
what
say
I
their
mean? Like,
guardians could be grandparents or something like that, and you know it
and
sucks.
so like this is not a time to be thinking uh, of our own desires and of our own comforts. Like it's going to be uncomfortable. That's just the truth of it.
Yeah, but you know, God
So,
put you in uncomfortable situations, man.
man, that's it. So, I mean, like with that, I think this is a great place to close. And
Yeah,
so, in 10 minutes, we'll actually close because I said it. But so I think something I want to do every episode as we move through this time, as we like, you know, we are a little bit isolated as community, and I think community is something that's super important. You know, that's one thing that as my extroverted self, I enjoy community
yeah,
quite a bit. But you know, so uh, I feel like also we are connected so well through technology, just like right now here
yeah,
now. But something I want to do through all of these episodes and everything as we move through this time of quarantine and uncertainty, I want to take a second and I just want to pray. Like I feel like God's given this a platform, and I think we need to be good stewards of that.
yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, so let's just take a second and we'll close out the video here, and we'll pray really quick. If you
Yeah,
want to pray, like that's fine. We'll close this out here.
for
All
sure.
right. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we thank you so much. We thank you for the ability that you gave us to be here. God, that we know that nothing surprises you. God, we know that in the middle of this crisis, in the middle of this pandemic, Father, that you're still in the center of this. And it's so easy to want to try and look for who to blame. We want to try and blame a government or people or a nation or whoever the case may be. God, we may even want to blame you. But God, I know that through all the questions, through all the uncertainty, throughout all the moments where we're just trying to come up with a solution, that God, you are in the middle of this. Father, I thank you so much for watching over my family. I thank you that my daughter is still healthy and that my wife is still healthy despite being on the front lines in the ER. God, I pray for the families of those who aren't facing that same health. God, who are seeing their loved ones sick and ill and potentially passed away from this. God, I pray that you would just be at peace. God, you talk about in your word a peace that passes understanding, but we can't even figure out why. So God, we continue through our days, whether we're quarantined, isolated, whether we're still having to work, whether we're communicating and working digitally, whether we're still trying to be in community through drive-through stuff and different things like that. God, I pray that you would let us be a light, be joy in our community. Father God, just be well for our community and do the best we can to bring happiness and joy, God, in the middle of all this. And it's in your name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Bro, so that was a really good conversation, I think.
It was.
And yeah, so this has been the Papa Bear Podcast. We really appreciate you guys. I hope this went well. I think it did. I feel like we went on a bunch of rabbit trails. But so next week we will try to, I mean, who knows what's going to happen in 6 days, but next week we will try to avoid talking about Corona. I think just to have something that separates and gets everybody off their mind. But yeah, so we love you guys. We really appreciate you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay isolated the best you can.
Yes, sir. All right, Sarge. I'll see you later, man. Normally we talk after these things, but
I know. Wait. Come here, buddy.
One more.
Come here, buddy.
Just one more.
Come here.
You're just able to start standing up, and now
I know.
And now we are apart. All right, man. Thank you.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, big man.
All right, my guy. I'll see you.
Yeah.